There's a guy who calls himself the Random Woodworker. Has some videos you may have seen on YouTube. Does some nice work. You might want to check him out. He wants to do a collaboration, and we're going to be making a miniature cherry desk. I'm going to be doing the legs, and I'm going to get after that right now. And then I will give you a link to his site, and you can check out the rest of the desk when he finishes it. My first step is to cut a 2-inch wide blank from this 2-inch thick piece of cherry. Now I'm cutting that 2x2 blank into 9-inch long sections. The trick to using a center finder on a piece of square or rectangular wood is to pick one side and follow that along the wood, draw it down until the other side touches, and draw your line. This particular piece does not have any square corners exactly, so in this way I will have 2 lines in each direction, and I simply split the difference, find the center, and mark that. Again, I'm using the same side each time to slide along the wood until the other side touches the wood, and then making the mark. This is one of the cherry blanks I've cut for the legs. And this is a prototype I made of the leg I'm going to turn. It's oak. The full length of the leg is 8 inches. The blank is 9 inches, so that gives me a little bit to play with. The final diameter will be 1.5 inches. From the top to the shoulder in here is 1 3/8 of an inch, leaving 6 5/8 of an inch from the top of the shoulder to the bottom of the foot. The top of the foot to the end is 3/8 of an inch. From the end to the center of the lower bead is 2 1/8 of an inch. And from the end to the top bead center is 5 3/4. So now I just have to match that up on the lathe with the 4 that I'm going to turn from cherry. All these lines across the blank designate those measurements. This line, on this side of that line, I have to remove all of that. I'm going to use my tenon jig to do the cheek cut, and then after that I'll use the shoulder cut to remove this. First step will be to turn this round to 1.5 inches diameter, as that's the largest diameter I'm looking for. Then I will replace these lines on the cylinder so I have my definition where to do the turnings. I will use the block I marked earlier as a reference to mark the lines on the cylinder. Now with the lines back, I can start shaping it. Now with both the marks on the blank and the prototype here as a visual reference in my sight, I'll start turning this. It was at this point that I realized my spindle gouge was far too dull and I had to stop and do a little sharpening. Bottom of this bead, I need to taper down now. Right here at the top of the foot, the diameter is going to be 5/8 of an inch. So I'll set my calipers for just 21-30 seconds, just slightly larger. Looks like it's a good day for sharpening. Now my skew chisel appears to be too dull as well. What a difference some quick sharpening can make. Diameter of the foot will be 1.25 inches. I'm going to use my skew chisel with a peeling cut to bring it down to that.
Oops, didn't expect it to come off there, but a little work with the chisel will take that nub off the bottom just fine. Now I'll cut that top piece off with the saw, and then some judicious hand sanding will finish off the top.
I'm sure you can see the difference between these two legs. This is the prototype I made. After thinking about it for a while, I came to the conclusion that because it's so short and a mini desk, that it's just a little too thick and chunky. So I changed it a little bit, made it a little more slender. Personally, I like this. I can only hope Brady will. I'm going to send him a photo of them and see what he has to say. So now, back to the lathe. I got 3 left to turn. Well, that finishes the 4 legs. I hope you've enjoyed watching them being turned. I hope Brady's going to like them, and I hope you'll like the desk that he builds with them. I'm going to put a link down below in the description box to his site so you can find the desk. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day in your shop. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care now.